Hey there guys, hopefully you'll be able to hear me now. How's it going? Do let me know if audio's coming through and you can see properly. I just want to iron out any kinks before we really get going. Daniel Loads, good to see you. Sean, how's it going, buddy? Liberty Wing, Lake and Heath, how's it going, bud? Mrs. Darbull. Everybody's here. Old School Raver, how's it going, bud? Sean, Gorilla Course, brilliant. Oh, thanks for letting me know, by the way, guys. Really appreciate that. So tonight, as you can maybe tell from the title, we're going to go after trying to gather some more data on the Bubble Nebula. I'm shooting it with 3 rigs currently to try and make a future video where we're going to compare those 3 rigs and what you get for your money. But the view we're going to mainly be focusing on for this session is through my well, I don't want to say my main rig, but for want of a better descriptor, my main rig, with the Edge HD11. Was that Geralt of Rivia on the wallpaper? It was indeed, mate, yeah. Love it. Channel has grown a lot. I remember when it was like 300 to 400 followers, yeah. I remember that too, mate. Morpheus Sleeps. Hi, hello from a new guy. Hello to you too, buddy. Really nice to have you in here. So yeah, basically let's get kicked off and start getting some subs coming in. Just going through Nina right now, connecting everything up. First thing I need to do is get the scope unpacked, so I'll try and turn on the sky cam. Hopefully you can see this thing as well. It's sometimes a little bit laggy, but usually catches up sooner or later. I really need to get that camera fixed because the mount's definitely moving. I can hear it in the background. Hello from St. George, Utah, says Pete. Hello to you too, buddy. What a treat. I'm skipping Jeopardy to be with Luke. Thank you, Thomas. Very kind of you, mate. When did you get so cool? I don't know, mate. I'll let you know when I do get cool. You're setting up as well. Next. Good to see. Right. We should be unparked. So I can hopefully load last session's sequencer. Looks about right. Hydrogen, oxygen, sulfur. 30 of each. I'm just using very short subs for this, even though we're shooting with a monocam and all that good stuff. I've just been keeping it to 60 seconds. And yeah, we should be ready to go. So I can hopefully catch up now properly with you guys. So, how's it been for you? I haven't been live for a while, personally, because it's been about 20-ish days or so since the last actual good clear session. We had one snippet of clear just last week, but it weren't amazing. Mrs. Starbull out with the Sea Star. Brilliant. How are you finding your Sea Star? I still get use out of mine. Even though I've got all this gear, do you know what I mean? It's still such a fun thing to use. How's it going, Sam? Good to see you here, buddy. Ian Barker. Evening to you too, mate. Thanks so much for doing another live stream. I really enjoy them. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I really am, Ian. It's a pleasure to share my evenings with you guys. Already set up an image in the Crescent Nebula tonight. Very nice. What's your rig look like, Sam? If you don't mind me asking. James says, greetings from Oamaru, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, which is unlikely. New Zealand. Clear night for a few hours. Oh, nice. Yeah. Hope you made the most of it, bud. Love it. So easy and quick to set up. Yeah. It is. It's a wonderful device. It's the Sea Star. Oh, Sean. Thank you for joining my channel membership, mate. That's very kind of you. Larry Fine, howdy from Brisbane, Australia. Sunny 8:15 AM. Off to an early start there, bud. You been getting many clear skies over there? Oh, we can see the plate solves now kicking off. So here we are, the Bubble Nebula just showing up. Hopefully with the first subs you'll see a big difference in this. So Sam is using an EQ6R and a 150 PDS. Oh, excuse me. And a DSLR. Very nice, mate. That's a lovely rig to use. I really loved my 150 PDS, I did. And we still use an EQ6 in the Obsi right now as well. James Short Roa Fucus and the Galactic Kiwi. I've not heard of that one, mate. The Galactic Kiwi. Let me try and find an image of that. What's this designation on an NGC number or anything like that? I'd love to see what you're talking about. Oh, is it this? Quite a large wide field region. Hang on. If this is what you were talking about there. Interesting. Morpheus, immensely light blue town in Holland. Oh no. And we're joined by Jesus Christ in the chat. That's good. Larry, we've actually had about 5 clear nights in a row. Jeez, dude. Well, I'm glad for you. That's awesome. As for me, over here in England, I've so far not really known a summer like it for astronomy. It's been so bad. Yeah, it's been grim, mate. I think it's unique to New Zealand astronomers. Ah, good to see that was it, James, yeah. Hello from China, says Lubo. Good to have you, Lubo. Always nice of you to pop by. Raining every day here. Oh, no, mate. Thank you for the blessings there, Jesus Christ. That should be good luck for the stream. Can't go wrong now. Arthur. Hello, new subscriber from NL/PL. Is that Netherlands, Poland? Appreciate your tutorials. Thank you, buddy. It's really good to hear that. So we're just going through, for anybody wondering, unfamiliar with Nina perhaps. We've slewed to the target. Now we're going to autofocus on the target, and then once that's finished and it's satisfied that it has achieved a good crispy focus, we'll start gathering some actual normal sub-exposures on this thing. Ah, good to hear that, Arthur. Thomas says it's bad. Yeah, wildfire smoke. Oh no, mate. Mrs. Darbull, your 3rd clear night this week in sunny Scotland. Not consecutive though. That's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad. It's rare really that Scotland gets better weather than down here in England. But yeah, I'm happy for you. Daniel Loads, it's been a proper worst summer in South Yorkshire. Yeah. It's I don't know, mate. I wish I knew more about meteorology in general, and maybe we had some answers as to why it's been so bad this year in particular, but whatever it is, it's I don't think I'm just perceiving it as bad. I really don't ever remember it being quite like this. Simon, good to have you in chat, Si. How's it going, bud? Glad you've got some clear skies, thank you. Yeah, hoping to make the most of it, mate. F the rainy season, says Lubo. Overgrown yard, frogs and cicadas. Every night. Oh no. Oh, you're setting up an IKEA bed. Well, that's going to take a few hours, I imagine. Ghost Phase. I think that's a new name in chat there. It's nice to have you here. Going to Italy soon, taking your Rasa with you. Woohoo! Very nice. Wishing you luck for some clear skies as you request, mate. Absolutely. Yeah, all the very best. If you're going to go to that amount of effort to take a Rasa with you, you deserve some success, mate. I'm in two minds about my own Rasa, to be honest. I've been having that much fun with the Edge HD mounted on the big rig, if you like. I'm not sure how much use the Rasa's going to see for a while now. Don't really know whether I should sell it and get something a little bit more manageable, you know what I mean? Morpheus has modded their 1100D. So anxious to try it out. Oh, nice. Former owner scared me with his old dust data. Oh, mate. Well, at least you've had the chance to clean it, I guess, while changing out that cover glass, if that's the modification that you did. And get it all cleaned up properly. Keep the Rasa for comments. I know what you mean, Lubo. It's a tough one. I have been kind of wrestling with it, like I say. There we go. The first 1 minute sub just came in. Not looking too shabby. This is in HA. I have stacked up a little bit of data before this, and where is it? Here we go. So this is what I currently have. About 2 hours in oxygen, 2 hours in sulfur, and I think about 3 in HA. And this is the kind of image I processed from that. I had to go a little bit heavy on the noise reduction, but it's a nice field of view from this setup. It definitely, it pleases me. I like to image things with this degree of punching in, if you like. I don't really want to call it zoom, but you know what I mean. Want of a better term. Pretty nice image already, though, I think. Thank you, James. Something about using mirrors rather than lenses does it for you. That's fair, mate. Extra work but rewarding, indeed. Indeed. Let me just open up the chat panel just a little bit so I can hopefully see a little bit better. There we go. Removed everything, just a naked full spectrum camera now. Interesting. Yeah, I've never modified a DSLR myself, but I did buy one pre-modified. I'm trying to think where I've put it in the Observatory. Oh, no, that's not it. I'm trying to think where I put it, but it came with a BARDA modification where you can still kind of use it for daytime photography if you set a custom white balance. But I always had interest in a full spectrum camera anyway, so it wouldn't really matter to me, I guess. Some daytime photography with how trees and things like that turn out white. It's quite interesting, I think. Lubo only has an Edge HD 8, I think. Only an Edge HD 8, mate. It's a lovely telescope. Dream about a Rasa, so much wider and faster. Yeah. They indeed are, mate. They're beautiful telescopes. It's just... I'm in two minds, I really am, because I could sell my Rasa, let's say, for example, and with some of the proceeds buy a Hyperstar, and then I wouldn't have to mess about taking my Edge HD 11 off the mount every time I want to do some wide and fast stuff. It'd just be a case of popping out a secondary mirror and fitting the Hyperstar. They seem to work really well. A friend of mine, I don't know if you know of his channel, but if you don't already know about him, check him out. It's Pat Prokop from Heavenly Backyard Astronomy. He recently got a Hyperstar, and he's really been loving it. It seems like the images it makes, it looks like every bit as good as the Rasa, really. So yeah, that's what I'm finding interesting. Another idea I had, I suppose, as well, would be kind of a wide and fast refractor to take up the work of the Rasa, but be a lot more forgiving, for want of a better term. Oop, I'm receiving text and all sorts. Yeah, I've got 3 rigs, by the way, up and running tonight. I don't know if I mentioned. One is going outdoors on the new AM5N with a tiny little refractor and a 2600. And if I just zoom right in, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but that's its view of the Bubble Nebula when it's zoomed right in, but it's full field of view. I'm just using the ASI Air for this. I realise this is janky as anything in it, but that's it. Pretty wide. I've got the lobster claw and all sorts of good stuff in there. There's a globular cluster, the northern lagoon as well. I've also got Chloe's set up and running. The Ascar 120 paired with the 585, and that's also on the bubble. Just realised I didn't set auto guiding off on this thing. It's a good job I checked. But I think it'd be interesting to compare all these at some point. Let's just see. Can you still get hyperstars? I think you can indeed, mate, yeah. Do you have much luck with telescopes kept indoors? Asked James. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be an issue, really, for me. Is there any particular thing you had in mind, James, that might be a problem? I forgot to change the camera back as well. The Tarbug Man, good to have you back. Currently capturing the North America, even though it's technically not dark enough here in Sweden. The Altair 4nm dual narrowband probably helps. It will indeed, yeah. Will indeed, mate. We've finally, by the way, I've just checked the framing wizard, we've finally got a little bit of actual astronomical darkness back at this this latitude now. I think I'm getting a little bit allergies or something kicking off. Let me just try and find some anti-hay fever relief or something. We're in luck. Don't want to be sat here just scratching my nose all night long, you know what I mean? Never used to have any allergies at all. Right. Let's get caught up a little bit. Lubo says, Hyperstar mounting cable, management and weight balance will make it actually slower to exchange than the RASA, always prepared and ready to go. Yeah, I suppose that's a consideration, mate. Callum. Hey Luke, finally got a clear night to test out my 26C. Currently imaging the Veil Nebula. A few guiding issues, but the images are turning out okay, so I'm going with it. Good on you, mate, yeah. Very good. Well, I hope you're having a good, successful session by the end of this one. Anwar. Thank you, mate. Sorab, greetings from Japan. Once again, nice stargazing at breakfast time. Awesome, mate. Sorry if I'm getting your name wrong, by the way. Do let me know if I've got it all messed up. You said you had one of your rigs outdoors, asked James. It's kind of indoors, outdoors. It's undercover. It's just in the observatory side right there, the cold side. So this area in here is, of course, fully insulated, like a living room kind of thing almost. But out there's no real insulation at all, so it's just whatever ambient temperature is, and sometimes a little bit above actually if the sun starts beating down on the roof and warms it all up. But it's never gave me any real issues, mate. I do notice though that you may have to take some precautions if you live somewhere particularly humid come winter time, as the humidity can go right the way up to 99% out there. So, you know, you just want to make sure nothing's rusting up and rapidly perhaps oxidizing and things like that, mirror coatings degrading. It's not been an issue for me, but I'm just putting it out there as a potential problem. 36-inch knob indoors could be problematic. Yes, mate. Gonna go through your other videos to find out, but for now, I think I'm gonna run with getting a C-Star S50. My question: is this 1080p resolution of images, and if so, is it tricky to get mosaics? So, Arta, you can, I do believe, plan mosaics now in the C-Star software. It is a little bit tricky, not gonna lie. I always prefer, where possible, to just use a bigger sensor. But, you know, if mosaics are what you want to have a go at, I think it can work for you. Astro Life, good to see you, buddy. What camera are you using tonight? Asked Jim Smith. It's a 533 mono-based sensor, so I'm using the Player One Aries M Pro, but you can think of it just as like a ASI 533 MM Pro, that kind of thing. Greetings from Poland. Well, it's lovely to have you here. Astro Life, thank you for joining in, mate. Scratching the nose is better than scratching balls. Oh, God. He claims to have just been scratching his legs. Well, I mean, you never know where his cojones lie, mate. They may be a long way down. Just another amateur astronomer. Nice. No humidity issues here in the South Island of New Zealand. Ah, okay, mate. Well, I think you'll probably be fine. It just gets, you know, seriously humid here in the UK over winter time. It's not so bad during summer. Not really notably worse than anywhere else, I don't think. But yeah, winter, it's not uncommon to have just weeks and weeks and weeks of rainfall, and that naturally leaves you with really high levels of humidity. Paul D, greetings from Phoenix, Arizona. Good to have you, mate. Glad to see M31 is rising in the night sky. Working on your first 3-panel mosaic of it. Very nice. Well, good luck with that, mate. Duck. How's it going, Duck? Good to see you. Astro Streetum. I from London. Any chance we can test the new SkyMax 180? I've got a video coming out tomorrow. Well, there's a couple of images from the SkyMax 180 testing out a planetary camera. So this little bit of kit right here, the ASI 676. So just another, you know, planetary offering from ZWO. It's really quite good. I've enjoyed using it, but it can do better than I'm going to show on that video. I will say that. But yeah, I did all my testing on the SkyMax 180. If you're interested in that, Astro Streetum. Stargazer Ridge, how's it going, bud? Dean Songberg, morning from Australia or Austria. Which one? Either way, it's nice to have you, mate. Wildfires in Colorado, eh? Damn. Duck's gotten clouds for most of July. Just got your first clear sky in a few weeks doing the dumbbell. Damn. Yeah, I noticed just how bad it had been when I checked the last date I'd actually been imaging in Nina. Let me just fire this up. So obviously, do this as my job, so I try and make the most of it every single clear night, or every single chance I get, really. And crikey, this is being slow tonight. But yeah, I think the last time I had things out was the 20... I'm not even going to guess, we'll just find out in a moment. So yeah, the 7th, and then the 27th. I couldn't stream on the 27th though. I had a friend over and we were just chilling out, you know what I mean? It wasn't a very good night either way, so nothing really missed. Alan, good to see you, Al. How's it going, bud? Just a quick hello. I'm off to bed as I need to be up at 5 AM. Oh, damn. Been up to you soon to new location in Scotland. Bottle 3 to 4 skies. Fantastic, bud. Had your first view Tuesday night. Gobsmacking. I can only imagine, Alan. I really can, mate. I think the darkest skies I've ever seen is Bottle 4, and that was seriously eye-opening compared to what it's like from home here. Yeah. So good on you, mate. Yeah, get chasing after them dark skies. Pete F. Last night I imaged T Coronae Borealis, the blaze star. Supposed to go supernova soon. A before and after picture, that's cool. Keep saying it's supposed to go nova soon, but we'll see. It all depends what they mean by soon, doesn't it? Like soon on a cosmic time scale could be within the next 10,000 years or something like that, you know what I mean? Winters are super cool and super dry for you in China. Iron Man, hi from Toronto. Hello to you too, sir. Good to have you. Clear skies in the UK, says Mike. I know. It completely surprised me, did this, bud. I had No plans at all to be imaging tonight. I thought it was going to be completely clouded over, looking at what it was like this afternoon, but you know what I mean? It cleared up, so I thought, let's do it. Alexander, hi from rainy Munich. Wow, hopefully not too rainy, mate. Worse than you. Sean says it's the third clear night he's had in a month, working on a 6 panel of the Cygnus loop. That's mega, mate. Good on you for getting after a big project. I normally just can't entertain that kind of idea. I'd love to maybe do some more, like, bigger projects, but I thought about it today, actually. If I really wanted to get something like 20 hours per target, I think I'd maybe do about 3 targets per year at this rate. It's so grim. Corinne, good to see you, Corinne. How's it going, bud? Are you imaging tonight down in London? Oh, 10,000, 100,000. Yeah, that's true, mate, yeah. Fellow British astrophotographer here, says Triton's Astrophotography. Well, it's good to have another one in the band, mate. You know the pain. Simon says it's fun. Using the DSLR for a change. Nice to do Milky Way or star trails. Ah, yeah, I'd love to have a go at that, mate. Yeah, use a Canon 60DA modded from the factory. Just had a run of 3 clear nights, but now back to clouds. I do wonder, Simon, and this is like a genuine question. Would I be better off, do you think, using my unmodified but much newer Canon full frame R8 for some star trail work, or do you think I should use my Astro modified Canon 700D, I think? Putting it out there as a genuine question. I'm not sure exactly how much Astro modifying matters for trying to catch super wide field shots. I'm not that fussed really, you see, about nebulosity. More just capturing what's there. I'm just trying to catch up with chat a little bit. Chat keeps skipping, unfortunately. Sorry, I am trying to catch up to where I missed. James has got to head out. Nice to see you. Hey, thank you, James. Hope you have a cracking day, bud. Ball 4 to 5, where you are now, says Mrs. Dabul. Looking forward to your annual visit to the Outer Hebrides. Portal 1. Oof. That's good. Pete, how's it going, Pete, mate? Good to see you. Very rainy for you, Alexander. Oh no. Did 4 panel of the Veil last night. How did you break that up then, Iron Man? Just took whatever time you thought you were going to get in the session and divided it equally between the panels, or were you adding to something that you'd already got from a previous session, perhaps? Matthew Hyman, just wanted to say hi for the first time, Luke. So, hi. Hello. It's good to see you, mate. Trust that all is well. Oh, thank you, mate. Yeah, all ain't going too bad, luckily. Could be a lot worse, we'll say that. Hope everything's good for you too. Marcos Antones dos Santos. I'm almost certain I've just butchered your name, so I'm sorry about that in advance, mate, but it's your first time here from Brazil. Well, it's very nice to have you, mate. Thank you for coming and spending some of your evening with us. Triton says you can call me Max if that's easier. I will try to remember. I'll admit I'm not gifted when it comes to names, mate, to be honest. Might take a month for me to get used to it, but yeah. Cloudy down there in London, says Corinne. Sorry to hear it, mate. 2 months at the Hubble variable, thousands of 300-second exposures. Damn. Oh, Ian Barker, welcome to my channel membership. Very nice to have you. Hope you enjoy your time. Clouds haven't cooperated with a big mosaic, but you committed at the point. Oh, good on you. Imaging from the northwest. Mike Mills. Hi, Luke. Hello to you too, Mike. You set up trying a 2-panel mosaic on C33 Veil. I hope the bubble comes out nice. Looking forward to the final image. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, I just briefly showed a quick preview of what I've got so far. So this is, I think, about 2 hours oxygen, 2 hours sulfur, and I think about 3 in HA, but it's not looking too bad. It could stand more data though, so I wouldn't have to use quite so much noise reduction, but you know, it is what it is. I wanted to see the data as I've got it, and I think it's pretty nice, I have to say, given that I'm shooting with an f10 scope as well. This was at bin 1 after my recent experiments. I decided it was worth, you know, the trade-off in signal to noise in order to try and get the maximum detail. You can always bin after the fact, can't you, as well, I suppose, with these CMOS cameras. Let's just see. Be a resolution issue with the 700D, says Morpheus. Nina did it, I just pressed the button. I'm in that boat too, mate. Wombat, good to have you, Wombat. Good day, handsome. Thank you, mate. Looks like you're due for another shearing. Yeah, it's coming on quick. I don't know, mate. I think I'm pretty resolved. I'm gonna grow it out again. A few years back, I used to have seriously long hair, and I enjoyed it. Let's see. You got 1 hour per panel. Ah, I see. Got you, Iron Man. That is one good thing, I suppose, what I would miss about the RASA. How easy it is to gather enough data to make a mosaic kind of work, you know what I mean? Mark Z-Boyd. Hope you're good, fella. Thank you, Mark. I am indeed. Hope you're doing well too, bud. Nice to have you here in another live stream. Oh, I just see Simon has just got back to my question, but chat jumped for me, unfortunately. Oh, here we go. Good question. Just used a modded and an unmodded one for Star Trails. Didn't make much of a difference. Modded better for Nebulae. Fair enough. Thank you for that, Simon. Appreciate the advice, mate. Oh, I've just called. Yeah, you just saw my image. Thank you, guys. Glad you like that. Manuel, good to see you. How's it going, buddy? Martin, welcome to Galactic Supporter. Thank you for joining my channel memberships. It's very nice to have you on board. Thank you for your support, mate. It's around Ball 7 where you are, Max, if I'm recalling correctly. Yeah, it's the same here, Max. Not ideal, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Manuel is asking, do you enjoy more capturing data with mono or one-shot color? One-shot color. To be honest, I can absolutely appreciate that mono is, by any judgeable metric in terms of image quality, better. But just me personally, what gives me the most fun, what scratches the itch the best, is one-shot color. Yeah, I really have a lot of fun with it. I feel like there's something a bit like minimalist that appeals to me about one-shot color, in that it's so simple to add more data. You're not worried about which channel you need to add time to or anything like that. It's just a case of, oh, I need more data? Well, I'll take more shots. And it's all the same thing, you know what I mean? I'm a simple guy. Astro Tony, evening to you too, mate. Chris, how's it going, Chris? Hey, congratulations on the new camera, by the way, mate. I saw your text this morning. Are you in the northwest too? I'm from a place near Leeds, if you're familiar with that. Oh, crikey. Pete, coming in hot with the 50 gifted memberships. Bloody hell, mate. Thank you so much for that, Pete. What an absolute legend. Anybody in chat may be wondering, you know, why this camera is called Pete's Cam. And I think this explains it right here. This is why. Oh, crikey, Sean as well. Bloody hell. Thank you so much for that, Sean. 10 gifted memberships. Thank you. I really, really appreciate the support, guys. That's extremely kind of you. I know that that's an awful lot of money, so I hope you know it is appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What a nice surprise that is. Very, very kind of you. Just missed a question there as well. Oh, David Oliphant is asking, why does the guiding have spikes? What do they mean? I can try and explain that to you. So you'll note on the guiding, but we've got this graph here, and it's all trying to center around the 0 mark. 0 all night long would be perfect guiding, no deviation. But let's say when it moves to 2 above on this scale, and it starts triggering guide pulses down, we end up with these spikes going either way. And you'll notice next to it is also a corrective movement. So that red bar going up next to it, that's a pulse in the opposite direction in order to try and correct. So you can see that that was an overcorrection, and that caused it to go too far above. Then we needed overcorrections downwards to pull it back in line. Effectively, all we're seeing is just the perceived movement of the guide star, rather. This might be a better view for you. But overall, it's guiding quite well. 0.54 total. Pretty good. I'm currently running just a 250mm guide scope that's bar load, actually. So it's actually up about 430mm. It's not a perfect 2 times. I'll just catch up with chat very quickly. Yeah, crikey. Thank you again for that, Pete and Sean. Very, very, very kind of you guys. Very kind indeed. Martin says, I admire your work and good advice to amateurs. Oh, thank you, mate. That's very kind of you to say. Just looking at the stars, setting up the Meteor network station here from Czechoslovakia. And obviously working on the Bum Nebula. Nice one. Well, hope you have a fruitful session, mate. Let's just try and catch up. Sorry about this, Myriad Astro. Hello to you too, mate. Just completed my first few full integrations in PixInsight following your one-shot color to Hubble tutorial. Oh, fantastic. It always makes me happy to hear that people have found those tutorials useful, you know what I mean? 60 gifted subs, that's more than the amount of people that are watching, that's true, mate, yeah. Unbelievable. One-shot color with dual narrowband filters, do a great job, definitely can be fun. Yeah, I really think so, Simon. Like I say, I have nothing against mono, really, in any capacity. I do prefer one-shot color, just for me. I missed out on one, I'm just joking. Oh, crikey, mate. Call the man in black, he's got the time machine. CZ, is that wrong? Did I name the wrong place? I realise we've got a major chat delay going on here, so I'm having to split my chat between 2 panels. I've got my actual YouTube live stream, like, work window over here, but I don't want to be, like, looking this way to read. But my streaming software is behind, unfortunately. A little bit annoying. I'll try and catch it up. Oh, it seems to have caught up a little bit now. You're thinking about going mono then? Maybe not. Ah, man, it's a tough one, because I know some people out there, you know, might hear me say I love one-shot color and then think, oh, I might go that route then. And that's fair enough, you might love it like me too, but equally, I think it's a very individual thing. I really do. The best possible course of action is if you could get maybe 2 used cameras at some point and you know, lower that barrier to entry and try them both out and see which way you like the best. Oh, crikey, Chris. Thanks very much indeed for that, mate. Need an F203 S2 filter. Color mono debate, yeah. Thank you very much for that, Chris. £20, that's very, very kind of you. Thank you. Do you know the difference between weighted batch processing and fast batch processing? I haven't tried, to be honest, mate, the new fast batch processing. So, I'm unsure. Does it maybe skip the subframe weighting? Maybe that is it. Czech Republic, right. Slovakia separated in 1993. Got ya, good to know. So Czech Republic, I'll try and remember that. Does the bubble show up as blue in one-shot color? Not sure why mine is orange-brown using the Edge 925. Great question, Alomgear. I will try to answer that for you with an image from my other rig, which is running a one-shot color and a dual narrowband filter. So let me try and pull that across the network for you. Just a second. I'll have to access Chloe's PC, that's all, to do this. Shouldn't be too long. Why does it do this? Does anybody else's ASI Fits viewer just randomly open like between two screens and you can't even interact? It's so annoying. Alright, so in order to try and answer your question, mate, here is a just single 60-second sub with a one-shot color. So you can see predominantly, by far the strongest signal in this target is that HA right there. So that's what you're mainly going to see. But with modern processing techniques, you can pull out plenty of oxygen too. It's just a case of separating the channels, working on them individually, a bit like really processing mono data, and then a recombination. But there are tools nowadays, if you have PixInsight, which I realise is a bit of an investment, but well worth it in my mind. But yeah, if you have PixInsight, you can use a new tool called narrowband normalization, which really helps you get all that done extremely efficiently without the need to kind of manually pull things apart. So I hope that helps answer that one. Mrs. Darbull, when I come to get a proper Astro rig, I can't decide between a 150 PDS or something like the StarShrink. Mostly interested in Nebula with a few galaxies thrown in. Well, Mrs. Darbull, that's a tough one. If you feel confident in collimating a telescope, and it's not terribly hard, don't get me wrong, but it can be confusing. I will say that. I certainly found it confusing initially when I first started out. If you feel confident in it, then the 150 PDS and a good coma creator is probably the more capable of those two rigs to give you what you want. That said, the 71F is going to be very, very capable indeed, so I'm by no means wanting to diminish that telescope. It's just the difference in aperture between the two scopes that you mentioned there is massive, so it needs to be taken into account. But yeah, if you want something that's just grab and go, pretty much as easy to use as your C-Star, I would go with the StarShrink because it's still going to get you wonderful images. Pete's astrophotography there. I have the ASI 2600 MC and MM, and the mono is superior in my honest opinion. Converted all my rigs to mono now. That's fair. Yeah, it's more than fair enough, mate. It skips local normalization. Drizzle unavailable in fast batch preprocessing. Oh, you can get drizzle back. Hey, with a workaround, says Ed. Oh, by the way, the first oxygen subs just came in, so that should hopefully help show you the difference in signal between these things. So yeah, there's if I just open it up, a 60-second HA sub. There is a 60-second oxygen sub, so you can see the difference in available signal on this particular target. It will vary based on what you're trying to image, but it typically does look a lot like this. It's nearly always predominantly HA that's the strongest signals. So when shooting with a one-shot color, it's invariably going to show that the most until you process. Try and catch up a little bit. Fast one is 5 to 10 times faster. Very small details are lost. Great for doing quick checks. Interesting. Mike. Hello, Luke from Northern Michigan. Love your videos and live streams as well. Thank you very much indeed for that, Mike. It's heartening to hear. Thank you. Let's just see. The Tarbug Man. I just stumbled upon a PixInsight script called dbExtract, which will automatically create HA03 and S2 grayscale images from HA03. So it's giving you like a synthetic sulfur. Oh, and S203 one-shot color images. Oh, so you need to use the two separate filters. I'm with you. Yet to test it, but it looks promising. Interesting, mate. I'm in two minds about those filters, you know, the HA03, 03S2, like the paired things. I think at that point you might as well just use a mono camera, you know what I mean? But I admit it's easy for me to say that because I do have mono cameras to use. Mick, good to see you. How you doing, Mick? 150 Quattro is even better. A lot of people like them for sure. Yeah. I always found the PD S range much more user-friendly than the Quattros. I would say that as a bit of a counterpoint. But yeah, Quattro, if you can get it working, you know, and on song, the great things. You could always get an oxygen-free filter for a few subs. Along the grab data on the blue pixels. Yeah, I mean, 03 falls pretty nicely. I find between the response of the green and the blue pixels, with it being teal, which is naturally a combination of those two. But yeah. How's Scotland tonight, mate? Asking Simon towards Pete. Let's just see. Point it to your colour images and off it goes. That's interesting to hear. The Tarbug man. Saturn's the only thing visible in my sky right now worth seeing, says Max. Yeah, I've been trying to look some of these early mornings with SkyMax 180. So, like I said, we haven't been having any clear skies through the night, but occasionally we'll get a little bit of patchy clear come the morning. So I've been just getting the little rig out and having a look, mainly visually, because the skies have been so bad, mate. The imaging that's on offer is not good. So yeah, it's been nice to see Saturn though, and it's cool to see how much the tilt of the rings is now towards us. It's almost flat on, aren't they? Wombat says he uses an Andy app on Android called Telescope Calculator. You can have multiple rigs set up and figure out the focal length, size of target, and the field of view. Cool. Yeah, there's a web-based one you can use for that too. A couple, really. Telescopius, if you want to plug in rigs into that. And if you want to directly overlay one over the top of the other, I'd recommend astronomytools.net, I think it is. And you can plug in all sorts of different things and simulate field of views. It's really quite good. Oops. Mainly planetary and lunar, says Max. What do you use for your planetary lunar setup then? Just curious, really, mate. Philip Butcher. Hi, Luke. Very big thanks. Oh, thank you. Followed your processing videos. My bubble image looks amazing. Keep up the good work. Awesome to hear that, mate. Really, really glad. Cloudy, mate. Nothing new there. Oh, dear. You only have an L Ultimate and a filter draw. That's all you need for a good time, mate, yeah. Going mono was a game changer for Manuel. Good to hear. I had a tricky time, I really did. I spent so much money over the years, long before I started with my YouTube and things like that, going back and forth. So I had enough money to have one at a time, and in order to change, you know, which team I wanted to play on. Going mono or one-shot colour, I had to sell the other one. So I just flip-flopped, and grass always seemed greener on the other side for a long, long time. So I must have been back and forth on the mono thing. Mono and one-shot colour a bloody bunch of times over years. It's in Sulfur 2 on SH2115. Try and get some 03 if you've got the time, says Mick. Awesome. Rafa. How's it going, bud? William House, hello. It's good to have you in a stream. Thank you for joining in. Oh, you used the Nexstar 8 SE. Got it 3 weeks ago. Brilliant. No one's having good skies. No, I don't think so, Duck. It's been just a bit crap, really, generally speaking. I mean, it was good getting clear night now and can spend it doing this. But crikey, mate, I have been trying to keep my eye out for a chance to shoot some planets because I'm absolutely desperate to have a go. But every time I get set up, the conditions are just so bad. Are you out of astronomical twilight yet? Brody, I am, mate. Look at this. Let me show you. How glorious is that? A little black bar there. Oh. So from 23 minutes past midnight out to, what time we got here? About 1:46. We got some astronomical darkness. How about that? In the UK skies, mono can be hard work. I can fully agree with that one, Chris. Yeah, I hate leaving projects undone. I'll be honest. Now we're on the subject. Bear in mind, I'm not shit talking mono because I do think mono is great. Doing this project has kind of made me hate mono again a little bit because I wanted it wrapped up a long time ago. Do you know what I mean? And it wouldn't have been either way, but it's just been a pain trying to gather enough data in each of these channels. I don't like it. But it will be a good image by the end. Yeah. Don't tell Chuck I was here. Are you cheating on Chuck, William? Crikey. All you can see is Neptune. You know, I haven't taken a look at Neptune for a couple of years. Trying to image the Jupiter-Mars conjunction in 2 weeks. I've got a little event written down I want to try and capture if I get the chance. Let me just flip through my handy-dandy notepad. So, yeah, the moon transiting in front of Saturn should happen for me on the 21st of this month at about 4:28 in the morning. And then it'll reappear about 5:18 according to Stellarium anyway. Thought that could be a cool event to try and maybe live stream if I get the chance. All depends whether we get some clear skies though. Clear sky in East Devon, very nice. Imaging the lagoon. Listening to your live stream. Well, that's awesome, Tony. Good luck on that one, mate. Really looking forward to the winter months when the planets are higher in the sky, says Pete. Absolutely, Pete, mate. Yeah, same here. How much data per channel are you aiming for? Asks Sean. I mean, if I get to 3 hours oxygen, 3 hours sulfur, and then whatever I've got left in HA, that'll be enough, I reckon, for this project. I can't really stay on one thing too long, I reckon. I have to try and keep things at least a little bit fresh and interesting for me. That's at least the way how I look at it. I don't think I'm ever one of those people who'll be able to do a 100-hour project or something like that. I just... not what I'm looking for, you know what I mean? I'd cry with astronomical darkness that narrow. 10 hours per night. Crikey, Wombat. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you remember just last month, Wombat, but we had no astronomical darkness, so it's a major step up at least. Cheap Astro, how's it going, buddy? Nice to have you in another stream. Don't tell on me either. Most of Chuck's active members are here. Awesome. Sometimes Chuck comes by as well. It's always nice to have him in chat for a bit. Can take me 2 months just to get enough HA. Yeah, I can feel that, Mick. Definitely. Don't be a snitch, Luke. Yeah, I'll not. Snitches get stitches. I'm telling on all of you, sister. Oh no. What eccentricity are you sporting? I don't know, just visually speaking, mate, not much. They don't look bad to me. Looks a little bit soft, given just, you know, the state of the atmosphere tonight. Subs from earlier nights, I think, looked a little bit better than this, but yeah. Stan's gonna get us kicked out. It's been a good run. Jim Smith says, just added a Moonlight focuser with a high-res stepper motor to my Edge HD 11. Very nice. I like the Moonlight kit, mate. Many moons ago, I had an Edge HD 8 with the Moonlight CHL focuser and the stepper motor and all that good stuff. Really liked it. Yeah, really liked it. Chuck Norris. Envy the people reasonably close to the equator, consistent dark nights, but then again, I'm so light-skinned, I'm practically transparent. Crikey. Matt Draxler, good to have you again in another live stream, Matt. Evening to you. Really good to see you on again. Hey, thank you. It's good to see you again. Let me try and find you a picture, actually, if I can, of my my good old Edge. Let me just sift through my old photos. This is going to take some finding. Let's see. Finally upgraded my cloud storage, by the way, so hopefully I can get a few more tutorials put together and host the data for you guys. It should be coming up. Let's see. Hey! Ah, you found it. So, I'll just drag this on the screen for you, you can hopefully see. This was my old Edge HD 8 that I had. I liked that telescope. It was really handy sized, you know what I mean? Yeah, good bit of kit. And that Moonlight CHL. Top stuff. You can see back then I was using a, what are now, a QHY 183 mono, I do believe, or something like that. Yeah, not bad. Fun times. That guide scope wasn't up to the job though. I can tell you that much. That was a lot of wires, mate, yeah. JT, how's it going, bud? What kind of monitor do you use when processing your data? So, I have a 43-inch Samsung Neo QLED. Costed £1,000, I think, here in the UK, which I thought, alright, it's a lot of money, but I need something pretty accurate when it comes to colours, and I'm going to be looking at it many hours a day, so why not spend a few quid? And I've been very happy with it, so yeah, that's me. Technically a TV, but it's just a monitor for my usage case. Manuel says, what I didn't like about monodata was that sometimes the channels don't align perfectly and have some colour artifacts. I've noticed that too, sometimes, depending on your telescope really, innit, Manuel? If it's very slightly achromatic, or rather, should I say not perfectly apochromatic, then your focal length changes very slightly when imaging individual colour channels. So you can end up with that kind of a warp going on where you'll see radially from centre star colours changing, you know, from the oxygen, hydrogen and sulphur, for example. I did notice that, in fact, why not mention as well, on that Edge HD 8, when I used it with the reducer. So, as you can see on that picture, I had the reducer in place along with the mono kit. And I really didn't like the reducer on the Edge HD 8. I found that it made it kind of soft and a little bit achromatic almost. I don't, it's the wrong word, but just not quite fully apo like it is when used without a reducer. Lovely. More data the better. Doing a lot of processing of other people's data recently. It's massively improved my workflow. Good to hear that, Pete. Yeah, that's awesome, mate. Finally got good weather to run your new Carbon Star 150. Very nice. Congratulations on that. I think Queeve picked one of those up recently, didn't he? And he's had nothing but good things to say about it, really. Staying up for streams at 3 AM is tough. I don't understand how Pete always does it. Pete's as hard as nails. 3 AM's nothing to him. Need a new monitor. Constantly adjusting my images as the colour balance between my monitor and my laptop and phone varies massively. I found the same thing, Pete. That's really what kind of prompted me to invest in a like a colour calibratable screen. Yeah, I found it worth it anyway. Even now though, so I've got 3 monitors set up here. If I'm editing on one screen and then I slide the image across to one of my auxiliary screens, the colour changes massively. Do you know what I mean? Because other 2 screens are quite cheap by comparison. One's like a gaming monitor and the other's, well, just like a little strange little flat panel screen. But yeah. I notice when I edit things on my main screen, it looks good on there, it looks good on my phone, it looks good on my TV, you know, like in the house, etc. So, yeah. Life's too short to sleep. Just got an ISO CG2700X at work. Damn. Having to shop recently. Can't quite figure out which screen technology is best suited. The search goes on. If I was buying again, Jay, I'll put it out there. I would potentially go for one of the LG OLEDs, as they are very, very well reviewed and apparently cover, you know, the full color gamut. But I will say my QLED from Samsung has been very, very good. The only thing I don't like about it is that I can't change it from 144 Hz down to 120, which I would like to do to make all my 3 monitors match. It used to be changeable, but since a firmware update, I now inexplicably can't. It's 60 or 144. Really pretty odd behaviour, mate. But yeah, have a look at the LG C3, I think it is, if you're looking for that kind of price range. For me, the problem is collimation with the Quattro. Ah, okay. Sorry to ask again, says Matt. Hey, not at all, mate. Any progress with the SkyMax 180? Indeed, Matt. Yes, I've got a video coming out tomorrow. It's currently active already for members, so you should be able to see it. But I used the SkyMax 180 to review, or at least part of a review, for a small camera that ZWO sent over for review, the 676 MC, this little planetary camera right here. It's an enjoyable scope. I will say that the most fun that I've had so far with the Mac 180 though has been just a little visual, almost grab and go kind of stuff, because it's still small enough that you can just pick the whole thing up and, you know, run outside of the observatory and be set up and imaging in minutes. That said, I have had the opportunity to look through the Edge HD 11 in comparison, and it is a clear winner when it comes to at least visual stuff, and I'm sure astrophotography too. But yeah, for its price and its size and portability, I can't in good conscience say anything bad about the Mac 180. I can see why people respect the scope so much. It is great. Dave Mayhew, good evening / night from Ohio. Good to have you, Dave. Thanks for joining in, mate. Working on the bubble yourself? Also, oh, nice. Edge HD, F10, 14 hours acquired, 6 to go. A nice 20-hour project, eh? Blimey. Yeah, which Edge HD are you using, Dave? Same as mine, or? I'm also imaging at F10, by the way, mate. I found this scope is at its best for me at F10, anyway. House blocks my view of the Bubble Nebula. Need to wait a few weeks. If you fart near a Quattro, it goes out of collimation. Yeah, I feel that, mate. I will say the backyard universe parts make that a little bit better, but not perfect. Still, the kind of push-pull adjustment and the accuracy needed for an f4 newt, it's not very friendly on those Quattro mirror cells, I wouldn't say. Just bought a BenQ 27-inch calibrated monitor. Massive improvement from a 50-inch laptop. Absolutely, Roy. Yeah, congratulations on that, mate. John Lang, good evening from Germany. Portal 4 Skies. Oh, love it. Well, it's very nice to have you here, bud. Kevin, nice to see you too. It's good to have you on another live stream. Gareth Vickers, recently got a second-hand Celestron C6. After fitting the dew heater ring and getting first light, gave pinched optics. That's a tough one, Gareth. So I used the dew heater ring on my Rasa, and it's okay, but I was very careful with the amount of tension that I put on that thing, because it's almost like resistors just touching the glass in certain areas, so there's naturally going to get hotter in those spots with cool spots in between, which causes stress on that corrector plate. So potentially, if you've got the option, back it off just a tiny little bit and lessen the pressure that you've got, applied through that. Crikey, words are failing me. Dew heater ring. We got there in the end. Brody says, "Hey Luke, I know I've already asked this, but what do you recommend as the first professional astro video and future videos going on?" Ooh, a first video. That's a tough one. I feel like it depends on your aim. If you're just wanting to leave your mark and have an archive of your past experiences, like I actually started off with, I just wanted to do something different that I wasn't able to currently do, so I started just making videos and sharing them with whoever fancied watching. Then just make the videos you want to see. That's my best advice for you there. But if you really want to try and push your channel and grow, you've got to try to go for what people might be searching for. And then you've got to lean into things like clickbaity titles and whatnot, which I don't really like using, to be honest. But it does hold me back a little bit at the same time. So it's a tough one. Depends on your goals, I would say, as to how best I can answer that for you. Quite local to you, based near Huddersfield. Not so many clear nights to get out and fix issues. Yeah. Absolutely. Heading off now, Luke. Good luck with the rest of the stream. Hey, thank you, Simon. Really nice of you to pop by, mate. I hope you have a cracking day tomorrow, bud. See you later. F7 and the Hyperstar V4 are finicky. Oh, I got you, Dave. Yeah, so the 8-inch. I'm with you now. Sorry, buddy. And the Hyperstar are finicky. I've tried out the reducer on my Edge HD11 once, and its image quality is good, but I really like how the scope performs at that native focal ratio, you know what I mean? Lubo has an LG external DVD writer. Ah. You want to see your photos from the past, doesn't read anything now except movies. Oh dear. That's one negative mark for LG then, eh? Try and catch up a little bit. Hey Pete, if you want to get rid of your 2600 MC, I can send you my address. Looks like we've got you a buyer there, Pete. Luca Libby, good to see you. Words with Luke. Luke's Play School. Yeah, I feel like sometimes I need to go back to bloody preschool, mate. Oh dear. Brain fog to the max. Not sure what to do with it just now. It's gathering dust. Ooh, it's a tough one, Pete. I think it's such a good camera. If you could find a use for it, mate, then crikey. Press it into action, you know what I mean? Have you considered using it like in a tandem setup, perhaps, with two identical scopes, one with mono, capturing just luminance, And then your other with the 2600 capturing all the RGB for you. Could that work? Do we have passing clouds, by the way? That looked a bit brighter than the last frame that came in. Check Pete's cam. Hang on. Looks a bit bright out there, doesn't it? Quite far from you, Luke, based in Liverpool. Ah, C-Max. Yeah. We're scattered all over, mate. Let's just see. Ooh, John Lang, asks, are there any investments you're planning for the future? Yes, I think. So I've been toying with the idea. I was saying this earlier in the stream, but I've kind of been toying with the idea of selling my Rasa 11. Because as much as I like it, it's now currently going criminally underused. And I just don't feel the urge to put it back on the mount right now. Which would free up some funds that I could then reinvest into, you know, stuff for the channel. Because that's, you know, that's where the funds are tied up anyway. I've had ideas about trying to get a Dobsonian, if people might like to see that kind of thing, you know, just outdoors content once again. I also thought about maybe a wide field refractor that I could piggyback on my Edge HD11 even. That kind of thing. Or I could take the money from the Rasa and put it into getting my driving lessons and test and that done. And get a car. And then go further afield. Do you know what I mean? Take a portable rig with me. So yeah, that's the kind of things I've got on my mind at the minute. Did the baby get here yet? Not yet, Kevin. No. November the 13th. No, 11th. How can I forget that? That's the expected due date anyway. Is Chloe shooting tonight? Asks Sean. Good reminder, Sean. I am just going to have to go wiggle Chloe's mouse so her PC doesn't go to sleep, but I've got things up and running for her. Look at this. I'm all set up for astronomy tonight. Even my shirt is an astronomy shirt. Let's catch up just a bit. So yeah, Sean, in order to fully answer what you're asking, I've got all three rigs actually tonight. So the ASI Air rig with the 300mm refractor and a 2600. The ASCAR 120 with its 1x flattener and a 585 colour. And a dual narrowband filter in that case. And the Edge HD11 paired up with the 533 mono, all shooting the Bubble Nebula. And I have been trying to do that for the last few clear sessions that we've had, which has taken about a month, as it happens. 50 watching and only 19 likes. Yes, hit that like button if you enjoy the stuff. Funny you should mention that, Luke. Thought about converting Wally, my dual Apo rig, one mono, one shot colour. Yeah, why not, Pete? I think that'd be a really good use for that camera, at least in my estimations anyway. That way you can't fail, can you? You've got all the benefits of mono, you know, with that luminance channel, and then the ease of use. Just such an easy thing to use, aren't they? Of the one-shot colour for capturing your RGB. It's strange because I'm from Liverpool, have a German name, and sound Australian, according to schoolmates. Iron Man Astro, love your one-shot colour, Hubble palette, HOO, thank you. Find that I'm having a little trouble controlling the contrast. Probably need more integration time. Use the tools in the narrowband script so to soften the contrast. I think it could, yeah, it could absolutely be down to data, mate. Could also perhaps be down to how your masks are being applied. So I notice sometimes if your masks are a little bit sharp, you can get harsher edges than you were expecting when trying to manipulate individual color channels. Which wide field Apo were you thinking of, says John. So I've got one still currently on loan from First Light Optics. It's the Starfield 60 quadruplet. And I really like that little telescope, do you know what I mean? So if you meant which telescope was I thinking of taking with me if I go the car route, that would be it. But if you mean in what would I replace my Raster 11 directly with, it would probably be something like an Ascar FRA 600. That kind of thing, maybe with the f3.9 reducer. So a little bit shorter, granted, but yeah, that's kind of what I have in mind. Devil Master, go for the car. Best choice you'll make in your life. I mean, maybe so, mate. Yeah, I already know how to drive, so it shouldn't take me long to actually just learn the machine controls of a car. I've got a full, motorcycle license, and I drift for years on that, but I just for some reason never got around to doing a car. I just love bikes so much, do you know what I mean? But they're not very practical, are they? Especially with the kid on the way. With those 3 rigs, could finish my Mosaic much faster. Yeah. To be honest, Sean, I'm thinking about how I can package this video. It's still just a complete idea at the minute. I haven't hit record on anything. I've just been trying to get data for to compare, really. I don't even know how I'm going to go about it. Sometimes when I make a comparison on my channel, people try and jump down my throat like, it's not fair to compare this versus this, and I'm just like, Jesus, chill out. It's not that serious. Or at least I never intend it that serious. But it does make you think twice about, what type of content you want to make. It's a funny one. Ascar just released a new refractor, says Luca. The SQA55 f4.8 Petzval. Nice. Thomas tried to buy a Skywatcher AZ EQ5 recently. It only arrived with a tripod. That's an odd one, mate. I mean, it makes sense to ship it in 2 separate boxes, you know what I mean, given the dimensions of the things and the shipping volume that it would be if they tried to get it all in one box, but I don't know. That's odd. Find your yellow masks are quite weak. It may be worth doing, I don't know if you've seen it, Iron Man Astro, in any of my recent videos, but sometimes I talk about a sacrificial clone technique, where I'll take a clone of the image that I'm currently working on, that I want a mask from, that's not giving me a satisfactory mask, and deliberately, like hyper extend that stretch in the direction that I want to get a mask from. So yeah, if you've seen that, maybe you'll know what I'm on about there. Birthday in 5 days. Well, happy birthday for 5 days from now, Max. Love the comparison videos. Definitely have helped me make decisions in my own journey. That's awesome, Sean. Yeah, I never try and, say, do this is the right way or anything like that, because, crikey, we're all different, aren't we? Things that I enjoy, next guy might be like, what are you talking about? I hate doing that. Like we're on about the mono and one-shot color thing. But at least the thing I try and be consistent with is just, try and give my authentic opinion on things. Make the content you want to make, fella. Hey, thank you, Martin. People will watch and you can never please everyone. Now that is true. Yeah. That is true. Satoshi. What's your average ADU? Ooh. Very, very low indeed, Satoshi, over this session. So as you can see, my means here, 439, 426 on HA. Yeah. Very, very, very low. Just off the back wall, basically thanks to the bias alone. Offset, rather. Ian Barker. Oh, the first sulfur sub, by the way. You can see, if anybody's interested in seeing the actual structure of the bubble. Well, that's what's available in sulfur. If we just change, that's what's available in oxygen. And that's what we see in hydrogen. Pretty interesting. I do like that about mono, at least. Seeing the discrete gases. It's pretty cool. Ian Barker says, thanks for sharing your time, Luke. It's been great watching, but I'm now off to get my head ready for work in the morning. Good on you, mate. Hey, thank you for joining in, Ian. I hope I caught you in time there, buddy. How about you guys guess how old I'll be? 16, I guess. You said you were still at school. Objectivity of your comparisons is where it's at. Thank you, Sean. It's very canny to say that, mate. Very true RE videos. I like making time-lapse processing videos, but some people like them, some people hate them. No point trying to appeal to everyone. Yeah. It's a bit of a double-edged sword, is YouTube. I mean, I absolutely love it. I do. Don't get me wrong. I haven't got any complaints about having it as my job. But I do have complaints with how it forces you to be if you want to succeed on here. It's just a simple fact that, you know, stuff like clickbaity titles and, you know, excessively like thumbnail faces. It's so ridiculous, but the bloody work, and I hate doing them. I hope one day maybe that would change, but I can't see it, to be honest. For wide field, I use my ASCAR FMA 180 Pro. I like the look of those, Mick. Yeah, very cool little scope. Delay the car until the last moment. Insurance is too expensive in the UK, says Lubo. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I've just gotten used to living my life without a vehicle, largely, at the minute. Ever since I built this place, I no longer have had anywhere to keep my motorcycle, so I sold it in order to help fund this build. So at that point, it was an adjustment phase, you know what I mean? Getting used to having wings as such to then having them clipped. So I am quite used to now no longer having a car and getting around like that. It's mainly like I just wait until me and Chloe can both go somewhere. So I'd probably just be going on her insurance to begin with and just sharing her car. Left you for a bit, but I'm back now, says Cheap Astro. Trying to image, but it's clouded over. I'll be watching in the obsi just in case. Try to make everyone happy. No one is happy. Wise words, Dave. Absolutely, mate. Video title idea, 500 versus 3 grand versus 6,000 euro telescope setups. Yeah, I could do Lubo. What do you think to the idea of trying to add a session with the Sea Star on top of that as well, eh? On the bubble. See what I can get from that. So, like an ultra budget setup versus right the way up to the Edge HD11 kind of thing. Maybe that would be a nice way to package it. Good night, Luke. I'm back at work in the morning. Hey, thank you, Corinne. I realised, by the way, Corinne, if you're still here, I haven't caught up to your text just yet. I will do it later tonight, mate. I'm sorry about that. Ben McLaren, very excited, getting ready to switch my Canon T7S for a TubeTech IMX294. Nice. Oh, cams. I'm with you, sorry. 2 Canon T7s. Right. It's just going to get worse as more and more content comes online. The people pulling funny faces are going to win. Yeah. Maybe I'm going to have to practice my thumbnail faces, you know what I mean? Just accept it. Frack Centurion, cheers from Australia. Cheers to you too, mate. Good to have you here. What does petrol cost across the pond? Too much. Yeah, it's a ton, mate. Chloe recently was forced to finally change her car. She'd been saving to change it for years, and rather than buying another petrol car, she ended up, because it works for her, going for an electric this time, and it's already saving her quite a lot of money. Just because, you know, bloody price of petrol over here is silly. Trevor missed the opportunity for clickbait title. I did astrophotography upside down. Yeah, mentioning the weight there, Lubo. Gonna head off now, getting tired. Night everyone. Hey, night Max, and happy 15th birthday for 5 days time as well, mate. Enjoy yourself while you can. Free software, this is paid software. Let's see. Yeah, so Dave were asking what is the price. I think it's about £1.60 or so for petrol per litre over here right now. 150, 160, something like that. Depends where you buy it. At least last time I looked. It was up at about like nearly £2. I think maybe just at £2, if I'm remembering correctly, a little while back. ...2013 Tundra gets 13 miles per gallon on a good day. Holy hell. Crikey. It may be more efficient to just pour petrol on the road and buy a kayak. You might get more miles per gallon of it that way. We're determined with Chloe's car anyway. I know electric's not for everybody, but it's working great for her. She's getting roughly 4.5 miles on average per kilowatt consumed, and we're paying 20.5 pence per kilowatt to charge it at home here. So it turns out to be about 4 and a bit times cheaper, 4.5, nearly 5 times cheaper than running a car that consumes at 40 miles per gallon. Pretty mad. Try running a van and averaging 1,000 miles a week. Crikey, Mick. Oof. Disco 2, efficient and goes everywhere. My sister had a Disco 2, she loved it. My 67 Chevrolet costs $20 just to start it. What EV does she have? Thinking about getting one. Oh, cheap overnight tariff, yeah. Hey, we thought about doing the same thing, Pete. Some people are offering overnight tariffs here at 7 pence per kilowatt, I think, between midnight and 7 AM, something like that. Something ridiculous anyway. But do check those, because sometimes your daytime tariffs go up proportionately, so it might not actually be worth it in your usage case. But anyway, she bought a Kia Niro, is the car that she got. She needed something with a, you know, roughly 300 mile range, and we find that it does have that. Very happy with it. Oh, she's in chat. Kia Niro, yeah. Hello, Chloe. Didn't realise you were there. Sometimes I admire the Amish. Can't afford electric cars here in the USA. Are they mega expensive or something, Kevin? Over here, for us, it was no different really to buying like really any other like 2020 model car, which is what she ended up buying, a 2020 plate. Or not significantly so anyway, given the mileage and condition of the car she bought. 7p. Yeah, you've seen the same one as me then, I guess, Pete. You want to do that and charge batteries for use during the day. That's smart, yeah. I've seen... Oh, who was it now offering that? I know that some cars as well, they can act as your battery. So, you know, you could, if you had the space, effectively, charge your car overnight and then bleed your car's energy back into your home wiring, effectively, and use it for your AC. Pretty mad. Not busy at work, eh, Chloe? Oh well, that's good. battery gauge watching is a real stress. 20 to 50k for an electric car, crikey, yeah. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. If you're looking at that, I mean, that's a lot of money in it if you're looking at a used car for that money. Luca says, have you ever thought about opening a Discord server? In passing, Luca, but I don't know if I'd be a little bit like spread too thin, unable to get back to people. I hate feeling like I've ignored someone, that's all. So if people were asking questions on Discord and I didn't get back to them, I'd feel pretty bad about it, do you know what I mean? But equally, I don't want to be hawking over Discord all day. Future-proof your car purchase. Yeah. Good for family, good for telescope and camping gear. Yeah, mate. I'm okay with EVs as long as they're not mandated. Yeah, absolutely, mate. I feel it's really a little bit unfair how it's all coming about. Like, whenever something goes on in the world and petrol, you know, gas prices go up, so too does heating your home directly and all this. And the people it squeezes are the people, you know, already struggling. So how are they meant to then also budget for an EV? Like, come on. What's that? Nathan. It's been a while, mate, since I've seen that advert. Sure for now. Oh, I missed that. Dave says 21 Volkswagen GTI. Would need the truck for my business. The GTI gets 35 miles per gallon highway. Nice. What's happened to your HFR? We've hit sulfur. That's happened, and it's not triggered an autofocus, so it's soft, but it is what it is. I'm so over this image at this point. Yeah, that's all that's happened, really, mate. Aaron R. Mohammed. How's it going, bud? Huge fun. Enjoy all your videos. Keep up the great work, bud. Hey, thank you. That's very, very kind of you to say, Aaron. I really appreciate that. Let's just see how the ASI air rig is going. Thankfully, very good indeed. I'll tell you, out of all my rigs that I've got in this observatory, you know, like the ASCAR 120, the Edge HD, and then the little 300mm refractor, that one's my favourite. The ASI air rig. There's something about it that just clicks with me. I love it. Out of interest, is there anybody else here in chat thinking of any other big telescope or astro-related purchases coming up? Yeah, that is literally just... I should have told it to autofocus on filter change, but I'm a numpty, so I didn't. I've got no excuse. Frax Centurions has got some nice shots of the M8 Lagoon Nebula with the Skywatcher ED50. Nice. Good God, no. Can't wait for the Astro Station. That does look quite interesting, doesn't it, Nathan? Yeah, if it's going to be usable with a bunch of stuff, I'm all here for that, mate. Want to get a C8 around Christmas time, put it on your AVX. Nice one, Brody. Nothing much apart from the 2600, 6200 rather, for the 12-inch RC, says Pete. Woo! Heck of a purchase there. Always, but my wallet grabbed the knife. Oh man. Without your help, I wouldn't be imaging so quickly. Oh, crikey, mate. Well, I'm glad to have been any help. That's always lovely to hear. Just buying an ASI 533 on back order, says Astro Tony. Nice one. Congratulations on that, mate. Martin is spent up. Bought an EQ6R and a guide cam last month. Very nice. Lovely workhorse of a mount, that, mate. I don't have a lot of money, that's why I watch you and Chuck. Edge HD 925 is on the wish list, says Sean. Oh, Excuse me, I'm getting an itchy nose. Did you see the narrowband channel video about the new sensor tech? Saw the thumbnail, haven't watched it yet. Yeah, does it look promising, Nathan? Try to replicate the process in tutorials and add whatever else I might like myself. I'd like to share the results of what I did with your work. Tell me how I can. If you have Instagram, Aaron, that would be a good way. You can post your results on Instagram and just tag me in them, and I should see it. But yeah, that's probably the absolute best way. Sorab is asking, just wondering, have you done any landscape astro? I haven't, mate. No, not really. And I would like to have a go. Definitely. I find the simplicity very appealing. Looking at a Skywatcher 150i and a toss-up. Ooh. RC9. The Skywatcher is a... meaning the Mac 180, sorry. Oh, crikey, Casey. Thank you very much indeed for the $50, mate. I didn't realise you were here. Thank you. That's extremely kind of you, bud. Blimey. Never know what to say. Hey, hello to you too, Casey. Good to see you, as always. I am hoping, by the way, Casey, I've got one unclean optic to work on, and I need to finish this project, which hopefully should be done tonight, and then I can do a video review on the polymer stuff that you sent over very kindly. So I think that should be fun. Just recently pulled the trigger and finally got my monochrome set up. Aries M Pro with a full set of antler filters. Things a blast to shoot with. Brilliant, Shoe Bear. That's really good. I'm using the Aries M Pro tonight as well. Started narrowband one-shot colour in July. Nice. Gonna buy a Mead 12, says Chris. Crikey, mate. I really liked my old Mead 10. I did. The LX200, it was. If these new cams turn out good, I'm probably going to replace the Attic 383L Plus. Oh, excuse me. Blimey, that's been a workhorse of a camera, hasn't it? A lot of people have loved that thing, Ben. Oh, just saw another one pop up there, Nathan, with the $10. Thank you very much for that, Nathan. That's let me give that a little heart there, mate. That's tremendously kind of you. Thank you. Bloody hell, support tonight's been fantastic. Thank you again, guys. I really appreciate you. You know what I mean? I hope you know that I do. Sorry if I'm looking a little bit like out of it. I'm not sleeping great lately. Let me just try and catch up a touch. Thank you again, by the way, both Casey and Nathan. Awesome of you. Gareth Vickers. After the Celestron C6 I just received, I'm currently using Skywatcher Wave 100. Ooh. Thinking about one of those, eh? So far it's great, despite the guide scope not being in focus, and pinched optics. Oh no. Guiding at 055 on bodes. Nice. Sad about Orion and Mead. Yeah. It is. Crikey. My chat keeps bouncing all over. I'm sorry about this, guys. 4 scopes. Celestron C8, Skywatcher 180 Mac, an 80 ED, and a 50 ED. That's a nice set, mate. Oh, hey. Kevin Maben. Welcome to Cosmic Support. Thank you for joining my channel membership system, mate. That's awesome. Casey says he overloaded the AM5 with the Rasa. No way. So I had to get another one. Just over the limit with an add-on, but I finally figured out the bad guiding. Oh no, mate. I'd have thought the Rasa 8 would have been well within capabilities of the AM5. Imagine working all night doing this and not getting much sleep. I had to add the counterweight. Ah, okay. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean. Astronomy and astrophotography enthusiasm has somewhat kick-started here. I'm the vice president of the Trinidad and Tobago Astro Club. Very nice. Well, it's good to hear. It's kicking off somewhere, mate. I assume you guys over there should have pretty darn good skies. Such a great community you've made. I've made nothing, brother. It's all you guys. You know what I mean? You're the real weight behind it all. If you're ever here for a visit, would love to have you. That'd be awesome, Aaron. Yeah, I'll certainly let you know, good sir, if ever I'm out that way. Guide scope lost the star behind the trees and moved on to a short run on M27, says Astro Tony. Good on you for making the most of it there, mate. We're looking alright here tonight. Guiding not too shabby. No worries, Luke. It's hard for me to keep up also. Hi from Chile. Astro Pato Star. Good to have you. Good to have you. I'm very jealous of your Chilean skies, by the way, mate. We'll work on the lagoon tomorrow. Nice one. We have lovely skies, only 10 degrees above the horizon. The big issue is light pollution. Okay. Yeah, only 10 degrees above the equator. Got ya. Yeah, you'll get so many interesting targets from there, eh? It's just about the perfect spot to be for Astro, I'd say, innit? You can peer into some of those southern hem targets and also appreciate, I guess, most of the good northern hem ones as well. Oops. Should do an image critique night where you review our picks and give us advice. Ooh, Nathan. I remember Nico did one of those, didn't he? A while back. He did an image critique, and I think it lasted about 9 hours or something like that. Just unbelievable. Oops. Just dropped something. Oh. Apparently it's entered another dimension when it's fell on my floor. I'll have to find it later. A lovely mix of everything, yeah. Oh, you're getting ads served. Well, at least I know that adverts are working. I'm sorry I have to run them, guys, but it's this is the game, you know what I mean, YouTube. I've noticed just lately, YouTube, so normally I have it place ads on my videos, but sometimes it was doing it in such strange spots. I've started having to do them manually now. I don't do the live stream ones manually though, that's totally automatic. Oops. Ah, it's cool. Good to hear, mate. I hope I'm not bugging anybody with it. It's just like I say, it's my source of income, you know what I mean? Let's have a look. How many more sulfur do we have before it changes? Let's check my sequencer. Ooh, 6 to go. Okie dokie. I always check ad placement. Yeah, for the longest time, I felt like it was doing a good job, so I just stopped checking and left it alone, but yeah. I reviewed some recent videos and thought to myself, what's an advert doing there? You know what I mean? Or sometimes not serving any at all, which, I mean, well, probably great for the viewer. It's obviously no good for me. Yeah, just an odd situation. I'll share images, but I won't ask for critiques. Just to let people see and enjoy without the weight of pixel peeping. Yeah. In Trinidad, we don't get YouTube ad interruptions. Not sure why. So adverts are based on an auction system, so only, of course, the highest paying ad gets to show on a live stream or a video or whatever it is. Invariably, the people paying to place adverts in videos, it's all done behind the scenes, you know what I mean? I don't have any control over it, it's all done on the YouTube side. But the people paying for those ad slots almost always want to have those adverts shown mainly to an American, a France, Germany or England audience, and that's about it, because they're the highest earning potential for them, you know what I mean, for click-through rate on adverts. So that's probably why you don't get too many ads, I would say, unless you find like specific ad placements aimed at people from Trinidad and Tobago. And yeah. How long are you going to live stream, says Kevin? Good question, mate. I mean, as long as this session goes, I guess. As long as people aren't too desperately bored, I don't want to, you know, overstay my welcome with it. Well, I do enjoy uninterrupted content, yeah. Cheap Astro has really been killing it lately. I'll have to check your channel out, mate. To be honest, I haven't been watching a whole lot of YouTube. I've kind of just been doing my own thing and leaving it at that. Do you know what I mean? I'll be honest, I do feel a little bit like I'm in a kind of an Astro slump at the minute. I think it's mainly down to the weather. Don't know if anybody else is feeling the same way, but the UK this summer's just been, leaving me scratching my head, mate. JT is going for his first attempt on the Heart and Soul with Samyang 135 and Poseidon C. Very nice. Would be happy to submit the result for critique. Is anyone else talking? Because all I see is mine in chat. Yeah, other people are chatting. Kevin. Sorab is asking, do you use any SETI Astro scripts? He's on a roll recently. Yeah, quite a few people have been recommending I check out his stuff, mate. I absolutely will do that. I just haven't got around to it yet. That's all it is. Oh, crikey, I've got hiccups now. Summer here in Trinidad has been terrible with the rain. I haven't been able to do one single night of imaging yet for the summer. Damn. Weather's improving. Had nothing here but clouds for a few weeks. Had a few nice nights lately. Yeah. I'm sure, like I say, it's just a bit of a slump. I'm sure it'll go when weather improves and I can like start to get things done again, you know what I mean? The only thing I'm really actively looking forward to doing right now for my own sort of enjoyment is just to look at the planets, you know what I mean? I really want to do that, but as I say, it's too early in season, so low right now. Had to close chat and reopen it. Ah. Oh, excuse me. Ah, sorry for yawning. Yeah. I was feeling the slump after a failed session with dew on your optics. Ugh. With the Quattro 150 the other night. 3 hours in and didn't realise everything was dewed over. Oh, that's awful, Jay. I've been there though, mate. Archaic 58. Greetings from Central US. Greetings to you too, mate. Nice to have you. Been watching you since 2021. Crikey. That's some long-term support. When I got into this COVID-born hobby. Been a great influence to me. And I've learned leaps and bounds from you. Thank you. Hey, that's really lovely to hear. Thank you for sharing that, mate. That's fantastic. Let's just see. 7 PM here for you, Kevin. I like what you did with the camper van and turned it into an obsy. Ooh. Now that sounds interesting, Cheap Astro. I'll have to check that out, mate. 2 AM here and 2 telescopes outside and working. Awesome. Gianfranco says. Let me just try and find your video there. Cheap Astro. Oh, crikey, I've come over really tired all of a sudden. Wow. Alright, so we're subscribed. That's a start. What we got? Blimey, you have been uploading some videos, mate. What we got here? How I made my DIY home observatory. What's this then? I see. That's pretty neat. You sat in it now? Fantastic. Stu Parker, got the mask, looking forward to using it. Oh, nice. Didn't take long to get to New Zealand. Hey, thank you for your order, Stu. I'm really glad to hear you've got it, mate. Finally going to make the jump to mono imaging by the end of the year. Cannot wait. Ooh. Do you mind if we watch your teaser, Cheap Astro, live on stream? Is that alright? I want to see what we're working with. If not, mate, it's okay. I'll save it till later. In Nina, how do you trigger an autofocus without setting it in the sequencer? I want to do an autofocus before polar alignment. So I'll just show Gareth this real quickly. You'd go to your imaging tab, Gareth, and click start autofocus there, mate, and it should just run through. And as long as you're reasonably close, it'll do a successful focus for you. Galactic Corey, how's your night going? It's not going too bad, bud, thank you. How's yours? Or day, or wherever you are. Nice to have you here. Let's check this out. The trailer teaser. Crikey. Do you have a barn, mate? That's huge. Oh, whoops. Sorry about the audio. Didn't realise how loud my speakers were then. Strip the interior. What? That's ace. I like the monster sticker as well. Crikey. Look at that thing, eh? Well done, Cheap Astro. Plenty of videos to make with nowhere suitable to make them. I feel that, mate. Putting them off until this is done. Room up front to control my gear and make videos. Very nice. I'm watching you on YouTube, watching a YouTube video about YouTube. YouTubeception. Oh, mate. I can respect it. Well done. Blimey. A like for you, good sir. Crikey. Good on you. Thanks for letting us watch that one, Cheap Astro there. Oh, the farm's not yours, I'm with you. What filters do you use for your DSO work, says Alice H. Ooh. Depends, Alice. If I'm doing mono like this, I'm using some 6 nanometer, or is it 6.5 nanometer? Either way, Astronomic filters, that's the brand. Good filters, can recommend them. And if I'm doing the same kind of work but with color cameras, it's typically a dual narrowband filter. My favourite one at the moment is a pretty expensive one from Player One, and it's their Anti-Halo Pro. And if I'm just doing normal broadband work, I like to not use any light pollution filter at all, generally speaking, and just image with the UV IR cut filter. I hope that helps answer your question, Alice. Got some thin high clouds, but should clear up. Gonna be staying up soon. Glad your night is going smooth. Thanks, dude. Awesome. Good to hear that, Corey. From the States, East Coast. Nice one. Went with the Samyang tonight. Juice strips all over. Gone from concrete to mostly grass. Ah, yes. A concrete pad holds so much heat in it, mate, don't it, from the day? It acts like a little bit of a dew heater all of its own. It seems to dew up much faster. Absolutely, yeah. Used to be a trailer that was a portable observatory that you could buy, says Richard. I didn't know about that, mate. Blimey. Later, Luke. I'll catch the next one. Hey, thanks for joining in, Kevin. Been really nice to have you here, buddy. Get to catch a live stream. Hope you're doing well. Hey, thank you, Brian. Thank you for asking. I am doing well, indeed. I hope you're doing well too, mate. Wouldn't that trailer need to be lifted off the ground on all four corners so the suspension doesn't allow it to shake while you're inside? Good question, Alice. If I'm recalling correctly, the last time we had a touring caravan, you've got little corner jacks that you can just wind up. And it's not really resting so much on its wheels at all as it is for little jacking feet, effectively. What a great thing to wake up to, a live stream. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Casey, that's really cool. Hot stew, rainy weather, and watching this live stream. What a night. I'm sorry it's been a little bit of a boring subject tonight, guys. Usually I like to, for live streams, I'd usually do a bit of EAA, you know, it'd be jumping all over the night sky, effectively doing a bunch of different targets, as I find that's a bit more fun. But like my last live stream, really, I really desperately need to get some data under the belt for future videos, so you know, I've had to just stick with this. But at least it's given me the chance to properly catch up with you guys, so that's been nice. What do you think of the SETI Astro scripts in PixInsight, says Mick? I can't say, Mick. I haven't tried them yet. A lot of people have been enjoying them though, so that's something. What size is your Edge? It's an Edge HD 11, mate. Steve, how's it going, bud? Good to see you. Nice to have you in another stream. Wish Cyril or one of the other live stackers could do the RGB monochrome live stacking. That'd be pretty cool, yeah. If you could cycle through and build up a RGB image from your mono camera, that would be pretty neat. Mrs. DeBall, just on an hour and a half on the Eastern Veil Nebula. Now just shifted to the bubble to get an hour and a half on that before going home. Awesome. Good on you. Are you using, I assume, a power bank or something with your C-Star, or is the battery just lasting that long? It's up on blocks, says Cheap Astro. Ah, okay, nice one. JT says, forgive me if you've already answered this, but did you custom build your observatory or buy a kit? Custom build, mate. Every single screw in this place was put in by these hands. Yeah, I made it from scratch. I've got a video on my channel if you'd like to see me doing that, and the whole build kind of sped up into about 1 hour. But yeah, made it. I'm happy with it. It's good. It's given some much needed extra living space as well, you know what I mean? Let's see. How's the little one coming along, says Steve. Everything seems to be fine now, Steve. Yeah, we've been taken off the like high worry, high risk list kind of thing, so now it's just normal appointments, thankfully. And everything's going along fine, hopefully. Everything seems fine anyway. Hey, TZK, good to have you in here, bud. Must shoot, Luke. Work in the morning, but nice to catch some live stream. Have a good night. Hey, thank you, Mark. It's been great to have you. Does anyone use new Apple Silicon for editing in PixInsight? I'm very much enjoying the quick processing. Ah, good to hear, mate. I've never ever owned. Well, I've owned one Apple product, an iPad. Nothing against them, but yeah, it didn't fall that way with me. Oh, I did not know there was a problem. Oh, sorry, Steve. Yeah, it's, well, yeah, it is what it is. I won't drag everything down. But yeah, did we ever get a completed Obsi tour video? Ooh, didn't see one when I looked. I think I included a small bit at the end of that video. I think. It's been so long since I made it. Let me just quickly try and find it. I've got a very special video. Oh, hey! Oh, crikey, look at my hair there. So it went through the whole... Why is this so small? Yeah, anyway, it went through the whole build. The Observatory, or what will be the Observatory. Starting out, working through, and then we finished up. Did I show? Oh no, I showed me attaching acoustic tiles. Oh yeah, a few pictures. And this is how it looks now. So this is taken a couple of weeks ago at this point. You can see it's very much... So I've changed my screen since then. I'm in here every single day and I absolutely love it. And this... Yeah, that was my video anyway. If you wanted to catch it, there it is. I think I should be able to link that in chat. Power bank's still on 64% battery. Nice. Once you've used Mac, there's no going back. Fair play, mate. Yeah. What's the size of it and not in metric? It's 21 foot long, I think. Like from back wall to back wall. The observatory side, internal dimensions, is about 7'6" by 10 foot ish, maybe 10'6", that kind of thing. And this room's a weird rhomboid shape. Trying to remember how many feet across this is. Maybe 13, 14 feet by 9, 10, something like that. Yeah, that's roughly the size of it, Steve. But yeah, I decided to split it up and have my warm room attached. And I'll tell you, if I were building the same thing again, I'd probably build it the same, really. I'm pretty happy with the design all in. The only thing I might change is the location of my door. I'd probably have had it in the warm room so that when I want to go out and, you know, use the toilet or whatever, I don't have to walk through the observatory. But, you know, as it is, it's not a huge deal. But yeah, that's probably the only thing I'd change. Your kiddo will have 15 years of experience at the age of 18 if he becomes an astronomer. Can you imagine? Yeah. You have a Sky Shed pod. Nice. Yeah, I like the look of those things, mate. They're a real cool system. Occasionally they pop up for sale here in the UK, or something very similar does anyway. And if I hadn't wanted to actually build one myself for, you know, a bit of an office to do YouTube and things like that in, I probably would have gone that route, actually. They are quite neat. How have you been finding yours, Steve? Is it, you know, are you happy with it, and would you recommend it to people? Anything you don't like, etc.? Oh, crikey. I'm getting dead legs from being sat down so long. Oh. Right, let's see where we're at. Uncovered with the rest of the observatory. Oh, it's got a roof, mate. Yeah, it's Just, you know, normal, if I just tilt up my camera. Whoop. See, got a roof above me. In order to maximize, you know, the use of my space here, I decided to go with a really unconventional design. I wanted to have a roll over roof, so my observatory roof currently is over the top of my head, effectively. It's a roof on top of a roof at this point. But yeah, that works for me. I like it, but as I get old, I have to bend down, and it seems like it's getting lower. Maybe it is getting lower, mate. Did you check your foundation? Might be sinking. I don't know. I think we'll give it a little longer on this live stream, and then I'm probably going to have to go and stretch my legs. I don't know why. I'm really aching tonight. I think maybe I'm getting old. Crikey, I don't know about you, Steve. You want to get a new one? He's making it taller. Oh, nice. That was, I mean, if I could have made this place any taller, I would have done. But for it to fall within, you know, acceptable permission here in the UK, at my location, it needed to be less than 2.5 meters at its apex. So I wanted the, you know, the tall side out there, really. How often do you autofocus? Is asking Sam. Generally speaking, probably every 50 minutes to an hour or something. It's probably a little bit more than I need to be honest. But I've done this wrong. I just want to point out this session. What I should have done is not do after elapsed time, but instead autofocus on filter change and just done it that way. But it is what it is. Just a little bit of a basic mistake on this session, unfortunately. Seems like targets maybe shifted a bit, doesn't it? It's a significant amount of drift going on there. Oof, right, I'm gonna go just stretch my legs. Just 2 seconds, guys. I'm gonna see conditions outside. Be back in a... I can try and give you some view of the sky through Pete's cam, actually. How about that? And we're back. How's it going? You gotta go, Lubo. Hey, no problem, bud. Been nice of you to come and spend some time. Oh. So while we're out there a minute, just stretching the old legs. I was thinking, someone mentioned a few streams back that they might like to see a process along or something that we could do on a live stream. Do you think there's much interest out there for that? Is anybody else in the chat? Would you find that useful and worth the time investment and stuff, or what? Steve says those new filters for one-shot color, C1 and the D1, D2. Think there's that much of a big difference between them? Unfortunately, I can't say, Steve. I haven't looked at those filters, unfortunately, mate. Sorry about that. YouTube didn't place an ad there. Thanks for the live stream. Try Saturn at the end. Maybe we'll be back in 3 hours. Okay, so Ben, I am an Astro. Okay, Daniel. Fair enough. I mean, obviously, we've only got 47 people watching right now, so it's a relatively small sample size. But yeah, if there's taste for it, then it might be worth the time investment to, you know, do. If not, you know, then it's probably better off I just put that time into making standard tutorial videos like I usually do. But yeah. Is that a 6 or an 8-inch Schmidt Cassegrain? It's an 11-inch, Alice. Just bought an AM3 William Optics Space Cat 61, very nice, with a ZWO 6200 MC. Having trouble with the off-axis guider, so no guiding, but getting 2-minute exposures, no problem. Very nice, Tim. I'm sorry to hear you're having trouble with that though, mate. And how are you getting on with the rest of the kit, Tim? If you are who I think you are, did you not come and buy some stuff a little while back? William would be down as well. Thomas. Yeah, awesome. Fair enough then. D Fresh, welcome back, mate. Good to see you. A one-shot colour one in particular, eh, Steve? Yeah, it's been a while, I think, since I did a one-shot colour tutorial, you know what I mean? Maybe I'll have to have a look at that one then. They're going at NGC 7000 as we speak. Oh, nice one, Tim. You know, I still regularly think about what you mentioned with that, the Mead 14-inch, by the way. Crikey, did you ever get your mount back? If you don't mind me asking. Roy Cunningham, time to hit the hay. Thanks for the stream, Luke. You're more than welcome, Roy. Thank you for coming and spending some time, mate. It's been nice to have you. Loved doing the SHO data on the Pac-Man and the other image. Oh, nice. Trying to get as close as I could with Cyril. Ah. So at least the data was still useful for you there then, Ben. That's good to hear. That's the only thing that I do worry about a little bit with the live process along is how... what's the word? Exclusive it might seem. You know, if I'm just doing it purely with PixInsight kind of thing, which is all I'm really used to these days. But yeah, I don't know. We can certainly look into it a little bit further. Maybe I'll do a community poll and ask the wider audience too. It's yours for a few weeks if you want it. To you too, kind Tim. Finally got the mount back. Sat collecting dust. Well, at least you got your mount back, mate. That's the key thing, eh? Let's just see. I haven't imaged at 1525 focal length in a few months. Imaging the bubble and was humbled deeply after imaging at 270mm before. Yeah, it's it can be a bit of a challenge, can't it, mate? I mean, we're at 2700 here, so it's quite the focal length. Nice view though, you know what I mean? That would be my concern. I switch off when I see PixInsight. Yeah. I imagine a lot of people do, mate. It's just, for me, like, I have to use what I think is the best software, and that's the best software. Yeah. What size is your truss RC? So it was a 10-inch truss RC, and I really bloody liked that scope. I did, but I ended up getting hold of this Edge HD11, and then I'd had the truss for so long. I decided finally it was time to finish the review and send that one back. But yeah, it was a 10-inch, mate. James Cloudman, if you ever have to call him at one of those rasters, consider making a video of it. Sorry, I must have misread that. Oh, if you ever have to call him mate, one of those rasters, consider making a video of it. I'm with you. Sorry, James. Well, I haven't had to call him mate either raster that I've owned, but I've had to do a lot of tilt adjustment. That's for certain. Would you recommend that 10-inch RC scope to a mid-advanced imager? Yeah, I would, Nathan. I think they're very capable telescopes. The only thing I kind of didn't like about it, and it's not just, you know, it's not its fault or anything, but they are an open tube design. And for me, someone who keeps my, you know, telescope out in the observatory all the time, I found things got dusty a little bit faster than I'd like. So now I've moved on to a Schmidt Cassegrain, where really the only thing that gets dirty is the tube body and maybe the corrector plate. You know what I mean? But that's very easy to reach. It's very easy to clean. That was a major advantage for me. And what on earth is going on with autofocus tonight? It looks like it's gonna fail. All Photoshop till recently. I've now ditched Adobe's subscription for a one-off payment. Nice one, Wombat. Night, everyone. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for joining in, Sean. Thomas says, even though I don't use PixInsight, I think there would still be a lot to learn from a stream. That's a good way of looking at it, Thomas, yeah. I started 18 months ago, and I have 6 scopes, and no dollars to my name. All is well in the universe then, Nathan. Yeah, that's the way it is. SCT is great in that aspect. Yeah, very easy to keep clean, mate, yeah. Some people say they're hard to keep dew off of, but I've never had an issue as long as you've got a suitable, you know, dew band. I wouldn't recommend so much the, what are they called now? The dew heater, corrector, arrestor. I don't know. I'm just going around different words at this point. That's definitely not what it's called, but Celestron offers a bolt-on solution. I don't really like it too much myself. Weather here has been so bad. I think I live in the UK. You might actually now be qualifying for an honorary UK membership there, Steve. Dew strip on your 925 has forever solved your issues. Yeah. My back cannot take a 14-inch OTA in and out. No room to leave it in my shed set up with the Esprit. We'll be looking for a new home for it at some point. Yeah. I can imagine, mate. I mean, getting the 11-inch Edge out when I was using it semi-portably wasn't too bad. It's pretty handleable, do you know what I mean? But I think that step up to a 14, doesn't the tube weight double or more or something? So it's going to start to get a bit awkward then, isn't it? Called a dew ring. I'm with you. Thank you, Steve. Yeah, and the $300 power supply for the dew ring. Yeah. Crikey. Always good to watch other people processing, as you always learn something new, says Pete. Yeah. Got a bad quirk. I have a hard time buying software, but hardware, take my money. Yeah, I was the exact same, Ben. I really, really, really was. But if I'm being, like, just brutally honest with you, if you do take the time to learn PixInsight a bit, and if you spend the money on the software, as much as it stings, I can guarantee almost certainly that you will not be able to spend that equivalent amount of money on anything else in astronomy and see that degree of image quality boost. It's ridiculous. The power of software now is just ridiculous. This live stream brought to you by Words with Luke. That'd be the American ad read. Two scopes, not been able to use them due to the weather. Ugh. Do you ever go after the planets? When possible, Thomas? I do, mate. Yeah. I like to have a play around with them. I find them pretty fascinating, you know what I mean? Just managed to set everything up, and then the clouds came in at St. Albans. No! I'll purchase any RC software that's related without a second thought. His stuff is incredible. I'm in the same boat, mate. Yeah. Crikey. I think JPL uses it on Hubble and JWST images. Crikey. Yeah. Well, I'll be honest, I'm flagging a little bit, guys. I'm not at my best tonight. I'm one tired boy. I'm probably gonna pack up shortly. I'll leave my rig running, but I might just need a bit of rest on the couch. I can vouch for that. Cyril was a big bump to my image processing, but PixInsight was a huge leap in image processing. Yeah. Only 8:30. Damn, yeah. Last night was perfectly clear weather in the Pacific Northwest, but smoky skies from forest fires today. Oof. Well, I hope they subside sooner rather than later, John. When is the baby due? We need a live stream with the lad. I'm sure they'll just happen by, by the course of nature, really, me needing to continue live streaming and working. But I think it's the 11th of November. The reason I was stuck earlier and thought the 13th is we actually got given two different bloody dates, and they got switched partway around. And how many days old will you begin the astronomy training? Day 1, I think. Got to start them soon, you know what I mean? Gonna get off as you're running 2 rigs and filter swap time. Laters, Luke. Hey, thank you again for your very kind donation earlier, Chris. Hope you have a lovely rest of your evening, buddy. Yeah, it's got to be day 1, hasn't it, Nath? You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, right. I think I'm gonna call the stream at that. What have we done? Nearly 2.5 hours. Not exactly a mammoth stream, but yeah. That's your dad's birthday. Crikey. Well, I'll try and remember that, mate. Come the 8th of November for you. 3rd for you. A lot of November people. My dad's is November as well. Just getting into astronomy and in need of a good 8-inch telescope. Do you have any suggestions? Says Charles Alexander. Excuse me. What type of astronomy are you wanting to get into, Charles? Is it visual? Is it astrophotography? Do you already have a mount? I'll try and help you with this, mate, before I go for the night. Off to image the bubble nebula. Thanks for the stream, my man. It's been a pleasure. Awesome, mate. Well, thank you for joining in. Gotta be an edge. Yeah. Yeah. What's your budget as well? I suppose, Charles. That's the other question. So astrophotography. Okay. And all we need to know is, so you don't have a mount, and what's your budget, and does this budget have to include a mount too? Robert Martin. Hey, good to see you, Rob. How's it going, buddy? We're just imaging tonight with all 3 scopes. on the Bubble Nebula, and the one that you're viewing right now on the screen is the Edge HD11. And it's the 533 mono camera actually tonight. We're actually just about to wrap things up on here, Robert. I'm knackered to not put too fine of a point on it. No, I will not catch it, Cheap Astro. 3K and you need a mount. Well, assuming that's in dollars. That's a tough one. That's quite a tough one. I'd be looking on used market, personally, to get the most for your money. There is an awful lot of people buy gear and then, you know, don't really use it much, so you can get nearly new stuff for used in a lot of cases, for cheap prices. But I'd probably look at something like an 8-inch Newtonian, maybe an f5 if you really do want an 8-inch scope. I wouldn't go f4 for your first Newtonian because the collimation is just going to be a sickener, really. And in terms of mount, maybe look for a used EQ6 or something like that. That would be my starting point advice for you. If you're determined to buy new, though, you will have to scale back your expectations a little bit in terms of size and what you're going to be looking at there. Before I head out, will you ever go to Neath or Cherry Springs Star Party, says Nath. Crikey, mate, I don't know. It would be nice to go stateside sometime, but it's a lot of money, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Basically. Yeah, that's really the main thing. It's just a bunch of cash. Rest up, enjoy the evening. Hey, thank you, Jay. Will do. Gotta go now, Cliss, guys. 8-inch Rasa or Hyperstar. Oh man, I know. That takes up nearly all his... Well, I think his entire budget though, doesn't it? Yeah. Hope that helps you, Charles. Sorry I couldn't be perhaps more help with this one. It's a... I don't think there's any one-size-fits-all solution with this kind of thing. Depending on what your personal tolerance is for messing around with gear, a Newtonian might actually be bad advice from me. Do you know what I mean? Maybe you would be better off looking towards a nice refractor, in which case I could recommend a 5-inch refractor for you. I own one in the Observatory, the Ascar 120 Apo. They can be had for about $1,500 in the UK, and they're a really nice telescope. Very, very capable, and no fuss, most importantly. Then you could absolutely pick up a mount with the rest of your funds, you know what I mean? But then you'd be left without a camera, so... Yeah, there you are, mate. Got a room in Virginia. Oh, crikey, yeah. Awesome. Right then. I'm going to bounce, guys. It has been real. Sorry I've been a little bit out of it tonight. Hopefully we'll get another stream underway at some point soon, and until then, anyway, you will see videos coming from me, and I'll do my best to make those as regular as possible. Thank you all for your support. Thank you for coming and spending some time with me, guys. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a cracking weekend ahead. Cliss